Hey guys, how are you? Welcome to the Shagga Show. This is episode 46. Good to have you on again this week. Another busy couple of weeks. Been running around trying to get all this sorted out again. I'll work it out one day. I'll make it easier on myself. But anyway, good to have you on. Going to be a big night ahead of us here, big weekend ahead of us. So that's where my thoughts were going with the guests tonight. So I've just been quickly contacting them, making sure that we're on track with that, and it's all good. Good to have you on. Drop us a message. I'll try and look at the messages tonight. I was concentrating too much on making sure everything was working there a couple of weeks ago. Hopefully we can get to some of the comments this week. All right. So really happy. First up, I just want to say I'm really happy with episode 45, how that went. Lots of great feedback 2 weeks ago. I've had a lot of really good feedback. So I want to thank you very much. I want to thank you for tuning in. If you watched that one, it was a really good show. I think I did the right thing in picking the boys, Damon Patton and Lockie Patton, the two brothers. It was like I said, I got lots of really good feedback, not only on, since then, but at the track when I was at Willowbank there 2 weeks ago for the Pro Alcohol Nationals. I actually went down. I wanted to watch, obviously. And I've put a lot of events on my calendar for this year, just in terms of just getting there. I want to be there. Event. Stephen Dangamai, hey brother. Michael Dees, good to have you on, Mick, from Cowie. Good to have you guys on. But I just wanted to get there and experience the events and the people and that again. Obviously, I wanted to see the boys. I wanted to see Damon in the debut of the new car. I just wanted to catch up with a lot of people. I had some plans and it just didn't go to plan, but not in a bad way. I had a fantastic weekend. But like I said, lots of good feedback from the show. And just in general, good to see you back. Good, good to have the podcast back. So guys and girls, I just want to say thank you very much. It means a lot. And we'll keep pushing on. All right. So, even the boys were saying, the Patton boys were saying that, not like rock stars, but, they're just, they've been getting friend requests and all sorts of stuff. And it just, it highlighted what those boys do and the history in the sport and the family's history in the sport. So it was awesome to do that. And I really enjoyed the show. The unveil of the car. So Damon was looked after us and gave us some early sneak shots of a testing session they had in December on the new car. We couldn't unveil what it looked totally, but it was all in just the carbon fibre, no wrap on it, the photos that he gave us. But the next day, Aeroflow Nitro Funny Cars unveiled the car, and these are the photos we saw. And this thing looks an absolute treat. They absolutely nailed it with this thing. It looks fantastic. Actually, I got to admit, I did, and I apologise to the boys later on because the previous car was a Camry, and I didn't realise this one was a Camry. So it's a Toyota Camry. It was bought apparently from Del Walsham, and it's the car last driven by Alexis DeJoria. So there you go. A little bit of history on the car. They've been become an absolute treat in the PDS, the Patton Diesel Services scheme, and it was a good weekend for the boys too. A couple little glitches early on. The weather. Like I said, we know it. We know it this time of year in January. The January event's always going to be a hot one. But it presents just an absolute extra challenge to all the teams and the racers and the track crew and, and officials and everyone, But if you got out there, you enjoyed a good weekend, albeit in terms of the Patton team, qualifying wasn't too bad. 4:47 early shutoff in very trying conditions. I think track temperatures were in the high 130s. When we talk Fahrenheit, when we talk track temperatures. They managed to get a round one win against Adam Murray, who struck trouble early in the run, and I think early shut off 479 from memory from Damon. But it was the second round of racing on Sunday night, I should say, where the Camry come to life, 409 and only 235. So he clipped it early, 409, 235. And then, as we all know, the skies opened up, literally. The skies absolutely opened up. I've never seen anything like it. I've been going to Willowbank for 35 years. I've never seen anything come in so quickly and so just had force. It was absolute force. I was at 1,000-foot markers up near the timing boards. I was hanging out near some pits there, watching it from the fence. And literally as the car went past, as Damon went past, all of a sudden the wind just kicked up. And it was like a mini cyclone. Honestly, it was like a mini cyclone, just kicked up, and camp chairs started flying everywhere. And, there was plates, like, people's, all this stuff from their pits was just up in the air and flying everywhere. And there was marquees and pop-up gazebos going everywhere. It just happened I was closest to Barry Plumpton's pit. So Barry was up there ready to run his next round of Pro Mod, and I was near that pit. And his gazebo, it was well secured in that. But straight away we were like, oh, hang on, there's a little bit of concern here. So there was a few of us, and lucky the big fella was there, because I got on one corner of it. Laurie, a guy I know, one of the Kiwis, he hopped on the other, and we were all hanging onto this gazebo for life, and we were watching it all unfurl around the pits. It was pretty wild. But unfortunately, that ended the night and the event. And for Damon, I mean, with 2 wins from 2 races, he was going to the A final. Just had to wait for other passes to see. He would have been in the A final nonetheless. So got robbed there. Mother Nature robbed him. But anyway, he goes on to the next one. The boys and the team did a fantastic job. A couple more. D, good to have you on, D. Shag. Reece Northfield, good on you, mate. Good to hear from you. Gar Spooner, Dave Mahayat, good to hear you. There you go, Marcus Ball saying, the lad's so fast, he changed the weather. Tony Inglis on too. Good evening, mate. How are you? Yeah, so I ended up in this pit. I ended up with a bunch of Kiwis. So that's Barry Plumpton's nitrous Camaro there. Once they towed back to the pits, and we battened down the hatches, and we stood in there until the storm finished. But it was Shagga and a bunch of Kiwis, but a good bunch of Kiwis at that. So we had a good old chat. And when the storm settled down, we got out and caught up with some other crews. Right next to us was Johnny Rickard, Paul Mahayat, and the team there. So catch up with them. Had a good chat, just telling stories. That's the good part. I enjoy that stuff when you get in the pits after that. After an event, you can talk, and although the rain obviously dampened the end of the event, overall it was a pretty good event for the weather conditions. So, like I said, I mean, I had plans. I took. I've got actual little portable. I got an action camera, and I got some portable microphones. Some wireless microphones. And I thought, I'm going to go down the pits. What my intent heading down was to go to the pits and do some little interviews and that, and it didn't happen. And I'm not upset by it. The fact is, I just caught up with a lot of people. A lot of people coming up. Look, there's a good photo. I love this one. Me and Dave Glass and daughter Keena. Look at that. And that's how it should be. If you see Shagga in the pits, bring up an umbrella. Need some shade. No, I'm only kidding. But there you go, some royal treatment there, so that was cool. But yeah, it was just good to catch up with people, have a chat. Hadn't seen a lot of people for a lot of time, and like I said, lots of kind words from people. So I thank you very much. So that was Pro Alcohol National. All in all, it was a good event. Like I said, we got robbed with the weather, but anyway, it's Mother Nature intervenes a lot, and we'll talk about that a little bit later in the show too, because. In the stories with a couple of these guys, with the guests I got on tonight, you'll hear weather come up once or twice, I can assure you. All right. So the other thing that happened this week, and this has been in the process for a month or so, the Queensland No Prep Series. I'm doing that one. That's me on the microphone. Mick Apps from Addictive Events is running the Queensland No Prep Series at Lakeside this year. There's 5 events. The first one's on the 1st of March. And little old me will be on the microphone for those. He's locked me in for the 5 events. So big shout out. Thank you, Mick. Much appreciated. He was one of the first people when I announced on the 22nd of December that I was coming back to commentary. Mick was straight on to me. He messaged, he put a comment in the post. Sorry, I just moved a comment. He put a comment in my post, and he contacted me within days and said, mate, I want to have you back on board. Now, I've done events for Mick before. He does the road trip dragon drive events, and they're good fun. they're good fun. If you haven't done a drag and drive event before and you've got that sort of vehicle, make sure you get yourself involved in one of them. But he's running this, like I said, this No Prep series at Lakeside this year. And it's great to be on board. There you go, mix it in the comments. Good on you, mate. Thank you, mate. Much appreciated. We'll see you soon. Well, before we know it, March 1st will be here before we know it. It's already, we're already halfway through the first week of February. So looking forward to doing that. And Lakeside, actually, I think we've done, I might have co-compared, if that's a word. I might have co-compared with Kerry Digney at one event at Lakeside, probably, I'm going to say 2016, 2017, we did an event there. So, yeah, that'll be cool to get back to there. Hooking up with my north side friends. I've got a couple of offers on places to stay because it'll be a bit of a rundown and do the event and probably head back the next day. But, yeah, looking forward to that. It's going to be good, something different. There you go, Lockie Patton chiming in. Second A final in 2 rounds. We were feeling good about the car. This one too. Car was on. Damo was on. The team won. Well, he's giving himself a rap there, but anyway. No, that's fair. I think you guys did a fantastic job. New car and everything. And here we go. We're going on and on. Good on you, boys. Good stuff. Good to have you all on again tonight. How we going for time? I've got to watch the time here, guys, now. I'm going to tell you why, because I wanted to lock in a couple of guys. One of the guys I've locked in is Simon O'Carroll, and Simon's at the track tonight. So Kenda testing kicks off tomorrow at Willowbank Raceway. And Simon's actually, well, I messaged him not long ago, and he's setting up at the track tonight. So he said if I could give him to about 15:15, he'll be good to go, and we'll see how we go for a reception and that. But I'm looking forward to that. Kenda this weekend, 2026 season, ready to kick off. All the good stuff happening there. Bumping in at the bank, they're calling it. Let's pull that one up. There we go, the Kenda tyres. How many seasons now? How many seasons will we be doing Kenda? Radial racing, small tyre, it's good stuff. It really is good stuff. 8th mile, and, all the purists still don't like the 8th mile, but I love it. I love 8th mile. It's tight. It's close racing. You don't, you've got to be on your ball. If you want to win a race at Kenda, no matter what bracket, all the way through Radial Renegade, this 550 class, the 580 class, you've got to be on your game. We're talking about that 550 class. If you're not running 550s, you're outside. You're just about outside. You're not up with the front runners. It's impressive stuff to watch. But looking forward to that this weekend. Hopefully the conditions are a little bit better. I think the weather forecast is better than Pro Alcohol Nationals a few weeks ago. So we're looking forward to that. All the usual suspects, I believe. This time of year always a little bit funny, but this is the way that we're going to kick it off. I had the calendar here. I've misplaced it. But Kenda once again, 5 rounds, I think, this season. Let's see if we can dig that out for you. No, I had it there somewhere. Misplaced it. Anyway, yeah, so 5 rounds. If you can get out to Kenda this weekend, get your tickets from the Willowbank Raceway page, or actually just jump on the Facebook page for Kenda. They always supply the link there for the tickets. And make sure you get out there this weekend. Hey, anyone got a spare ticket? If you've got a spare ticket, I'm happy to accept donations. I'm humble enough that I'll accept the donation. I'll accept the spare ticket if you got one. All right. So we might try and get him on. We'll see how we go. Like I said, he's setting up at the track. Simon O'Carroll. We'll see if we can get him on. I'm just going to bear with me a second here, guys. Let's see if we can get the boy on. So Simon O'Carroll. Bear with me a sec. This will be right. Let's see where we go. All right. So the computer's giving me hurry-curry. Page is not on. This is on Facebook. That doesn't fix this. Navigate back to Facebook. All right. Once we open Facebook again. Bear with me a sec, guys. All the technical glitches. Just when you think you got it sorted. Yeah, it's having a think now. Who's getting a gander this weekend? If you are there, make sure you come and see me. Catch up. I'm looking forward to another big weekend of catch ups. It's thinking, it's trying. This is how it goes, isn't it? How good is this? How good is this? Anyway. All right, here we go. This looks better already. All right. So with my process here, I should have a message on its way to Simon. Let's see if we can get Simon on. Chris Fitzhenry, good to have you on, mate. Not working tonight? I'm not. I know that. Simon O'Carroll says, get ready, don't roll. He's doing the diggles on me. I'm good to go, mate, he reckons. So hopefully that link's come through, Simon. When since Mum's on. Hey, Mum, this is better than maths. Joel Cowen. I don't know. I haven't caught up with maths this year, Mum. No. It's thinking, it's trying. The beauty of technology. This is good to go. No. Well, this is going well, isn't it? Let's try again. We'll try again. Messenger. Simon. So with this program, I send through a link through Messenger, and hopefully the person I send it gets it and clicks on there. We can go from there. All right, it's going well. Bear with me, guys. Do I need a sippy? I think I do need a sippy. Actually, look, speaking of, I got me water. Everyone gives me trouble, gives me hassles with me water jug. This goes with me everywhere. And I can tell I got a bit of dry mouth at the moment because things aren't working. All right. Well, that ain't happening. I don't know if Simon can hear me or not, but mate, that ain't happening for some reason. Oh, hang on. Hold the phone.
Now I can hear you.
Now you can hear me.
Put it on. Can you put it on big screen? Where's the? Can you make that screen bigger somehow?
Can you make? Hey, mate.
Now I can hear you. Put it on. Can you put it on big screen? Where's the?
Technical issues.
I don't know. I don't know how you make that bigger.
I might I'll leave you sort that out. I'll keep an eye on you, and when you come on, mate, if you can, once you get that sorted, we'll bring you on. Yeah, but Simon O'Carroll, actually, we'll talk about it. Simon was on my show early in the piece. He's just a genuine good guy. Don't spill anything on the computer. That's going to stick with me forever, that one. For those that don't know, I was doing the Kendra event in Mackay there a few years ago. A couple of years ago, and I managed to knock over my can of Sunkist, and it may have gone into the back of the computer, and it may have halted proceedings for a while. So the next event I turned up to, Palmyra in Mackay there, and they're waiting for me, and Jane Caddy, or I And one of the wonderful staff up there at the time, one of the wonderful volunteers on the committee. Jane had bought me a baby's or a toddler's sippy cup. There. Actually, it's here. I've got it here somewhere. It's over there. It's over there on my desk. I've had to move everything over to Jodie's desk because my equipment just isn't. Well, I probably shouldn't have said that either. I just said my equipment isn't working. All right, let's see if we can get Simon on. I can see him in the photo. I think they're trying to make it bigger. Let's see if we can get him on. Simon.
Can you see me?
I can see you.
All right. Well, the old eyes can just see you. I was trying to make it a bit bigger, but it's all good. I can hear you. That's all that matters. I can see.
That's all that matters.
The big bearded man there. It's all good.
There you go. Hey, where's your beard, mate?
Oh, it's getting there. It's coming back.
You did have a shave. Well, I saw a photo getting around about Christmas time. I'm like, nah, that can't be right.
Yeah, no, I told everyone it was AI. I was just messing with everyone.
Hey, man.
This could be AI right now. I could have a big beard like you, Shagga, right now. This could just be AI.
Hey, who knows anymore, eh? You watch some videos and that sort of stuff on social media and you don't know what's going on, mate. Honestly.
See you, mate.
Righto, see you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow.
I'll let you do your thing.
Check out the competition.
Yeah. Hey, mate, I want to firstly just count the boys.
That's what he's hoping I'll do.
The boys are on it early. Hey, mate, good to have you on. Thanks for giving up your time tonight. Obviously, you're at the track. You're at Willowbank tonight setting up.
Yep.
Mate, so ready to go. Just about ready to go. Big preparation, mate, for this one?
Yeah, it was a fairly big prep. After the last meeting, we pulled the whole motor down, gearbox, drive, diff, everything, checked everything. Okay. So we basically stripped the car down to a bare shell and went through everything. So we're ready to start the season. We just wanted to start the season with a clean bill of health with everything and just make sure everything was good. So
yeah.
And it was. Everything's pretty good after the last meeting. Bloody turbo, guys.
That's it. A bit slippery out there, mate.
Yeah, it's these turbo queers, eh?
Hey, well, that's what I want to talk about. Not so much, but mate, I had you on the show back in 2021, and you were a guest on. I had on the same night as Greg Mauler, Greg Saccarini.
Yep, I do remember that.
I'm going to dig out a little photo, because you're a radial.
I've still got that shirt too. I was going to wear it tonight, but I thought, I'll give me sponsors a plug.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is. What a cracker, mate.
How good's the shirt, though?
Oh, it's a cracker. Absolute cracker. Especially having, like, Saccharides is obviously one of those
straight
big guys. Yeah. So that was fantastic time, mate. And that's why we love you, because, I mean, you're radial through and through. You love the stuff. And that was just spot on, mate. How good was that? And you still got the shirt, you said?
I still got the shirt. Yep.
Good stuff. Mate, your attire, actually, I've got other photos here. I'm going to dig out some other photos. How about this one? I love, no one dresses better than Simon.
Oh, there's Uncle Si. That's Uncle Si. He's just come in from duck hunting.
Uncle Si as well. So, mate, you're impeccable fashion.
Hey, you got to have fun, mate. The minute it's not fun anymore, Shagga, there's no point doing it, eh?
Mate, it has to be done. It has to be, because you don't do it to make money.
No.
No, it is good fun, mate, and that's why you do it. Mate, I'm going to talk, before we go into racing, the thing that I love about you too is you've been a long-time sponsor at Kendra as well. I mean, there's not an event that goes by that Simon O'Carroll Swimming Pools isn't part of it. Like, mate, I just want to take my hat off to you on that side of it. Yeah,
we just love the sport, love the radial side of it. Trying to make it grow over here. We've got to keep it going over here. I mean, it has grown over the years from when we first come on board as well. So it's we, like you said, we don't do it for the money. We do it for the sport. We love the sport, and we just want to grow it and just make it bigger and bigger.
Yeah, is the motto, mate? I think the motto is you just can't get one. The Simon O'Carroll Swimming Pool. Is that what
you can. Sometimes you just got to wait a little while, or dangle some carrots in front of me.
There you go. Depends when the next race is.
Hey? Yeah.
Or what we need to service on the car. Mate, talk about racing. How did you get into drag racing, if you don't mind? Give me a little bit of a background.
My old man took us to the drags, me and my brother to the drags when we were about 4 years old.
Nice.
And I remember going to Castlereagh in Sydney because we lived in Sydney back then. Remember going to Castlereagh and standing on the side of the fence and watching the funny cars go by, and you could feel it going through. And and then we moved out to a country town after that. We grew up out in a country town, and basically where I lived, Forbes, New South Wales, you got your license, you bought a V8, and you lost your license. And there was no drag strip out there. That was the problem. And then there was little opportunity out there, and I ended up a couple of years later. I ended up in Brisbane. I travelled around a little bit. Ended up in Brisbane. There was a drag strip here, and came to the drags, and then I found somewhere I wanted to settle, which was Brisbane, and just started going to the drags. That was when I was about, I think, 18, 19 years old. Yeah. Had a little LC Torana with a stock 253 and came out and just started doing some street meets and stuff, and it went from there. It just, you know what it's like. It's just a bloody, it's just a drug. It just keeps on going. You just want to keep going faster and faster.
It really is, isn't it? I mean, the disease just evolves, and it just, like you said, you keep tipping money in, you go fast.
Not just the racing side of it too. Like, as we grew, we got more and more friends on board and crew, and like now we come to the track now. We've just got a new barbecue we brought to the track this weekend. So, like I said to the boys, come past tonight, I said, have a look in the back of the truck. We've got a whole Silverados full of this bloody barbecue pellet smoker thing. So we're going to do a bit of barbecue this weekend, have a few beers at the end of the night, and along the way we're going to do a bit of drag racing as well. So
we'll squeeze some drag racing. That's fun. Okay, mate. Yeah. I mean, like you said, you get to hang out with all your mates, and then we go racing as well. So nothing wrong with that, eh? So, mate, obviously, as we talk about the progression, the evolving, and that, I mean, we knew you for many years as a nitrous guy.
Yeah.
And we saw the Toranas and that sort of stuff, and the trips up and down had working with Simon Pryger in Sydney. So I mean, you clock up a lot of Ks. Let's be honest. Yeah. And then how about the nitrous battle, mate? I mean, you're hardcore nitrous there for a long time.
Yeah, I still love the nitrous. I've still got a nitrous car. That's it's a pretty tough car.
Yep.
But I don't know. I just always the dream, I suppose, as a kid was getting in something like this thing that I've got now, and it was always a dream, and I didn't ever think I'd be there driving it. Like I say to the missus, I said there's probably there's not a lot of people in the world that get to drive these cars, the opportunity to drive something like that. It's a pretty special feeling when you strap into it and you go to the start line, you're about to let go of the button, and you give that throttle a big whop and make some noise, and the crowd's all there watching it and they're loving it. It's a pretty good feel. I love the nitrous. I love going down the track, sending the flames in the air. But I think just for a competitive side of view, I think the biggest thing for me was when we lost the leaded fuel over here. Yep. That was a big struggle, trying to get on top of that. And I don't know. I just ended up down the blower route. It was sort of one thing led to another. I bought one car, bought an engine, blew up one engine, had another motor, was going pro charge. Then bought a car that had a Hemi in it. So bought a Hemi, and next thing I've got a screw blower. So I don't know. I don't really know how it happened. It was pretty sort of quick, but it's all of a sudden I'm living my dream. It's pretty cool.
It's awesome, man. And if you don't mind, can we have a little digging? Because, I mean, you had some ups and downs over the years. Is there any time that you went, what am I doing? Why am I doing this?
Probably when I couldn't get out of bed for 6 weeks after putting the car in the wall in Sydney. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I had a few thoughts, but few bad thoughts then. Over 6 months when I couldn't, I got to a point where I couldn't physically work, and I was really struggling with neck injury and stuff like that, and missus and kids and onto me, and it was that was a bit of a tough time for me, like mentally. Yeah. I've worked my whole life to get to this point, and all I want to do is work hard and go drag racing, and all of a sudden I can't work, and I'm thinking, well, if I can't work, I'm not going to be able to drag race. So I don't know. That was a tough time for me. I went through a real tough time for about 6 or 8 months there, but you know what, I got through it, and what doesn't kill you makes you a stronger person, I reckon. So
awesome, man. Yeah, mate. I appreciate you sharing that because that is everyone the story. There is the ups and downs involved. And the way you've come out the other side of it is fantastic, mate. Now, I'm going to move on. I've got some more notes here for me. The other thing I noticed is, and it's started off a little bit in the last 18 months or so, but the US trips, mate. Like, I love following you on Facebook and watching you, hanging out with all the no prep guys, shall we say. Guy Kelly's, the Swans gang, and all that sort of stuff, mate. Tell us about some of those stories.
Oh, mate, that's a dream come true. When Street Outlaws were coming to Australia, I remember the night. I still remember the night we were out here for a road trip event or something, and it popped up. I woke up in the truck at like 3 a.m. or something, and something popped up on Facebook, and you jump on Facebook and looking at it, and they're saying, Street Outlaws is coming to Australia, and it was announced on, I think it was the SEMA show or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
I woke Big Steve up and I said, "Oi, Street Outlaws are coming to Australia." And he's like, "Yeah, whatever." And I went, "You know what?" I said, "Watch this. I said, we're going to have some fun with this." And I hadn't even really followed Street Outlaws. I'd followed Kai Kelly because he was a nitrous guy. He had he had a black car. It was nitrous, and always sort of followed him. But the rest of the guys, I didn't really know who half of them were. But I thought, you know what, this is going to be a bit of fun. I'd followed Corey Swanstrom and Justin Swanstrom for a few years through they'd done the radial stuff before they even went to no prep. So I know who they were. I knew who Kai was. The rest of them, I didn't really know who they were. But I thought, you know what, let's go and have some fun with this, and let's not take it too serious, because these guys do it every day of the week. Realistically, when the chances of us going out there when we don't even do no prep here, we've got radial cars beating them. It's probably a bit of a long shot, but it's a TV show. Let's have a bit of fun with it. And made some great friends along the way. Been to America a couple of times, met some people over there. Went to Brainerd, Minnesota. I've got like a whole family over there now. We call ourselves the Brainerd crew that I met when I went over there, and it's just been a ride. Like, since Street Outlaws, it's just been awesome. Like, Swanstrom's letting me come over there and travel around with them. Corey's like a big brother to me. Justin welcomed me in the team, and then getting to go over with Kai and his guys, and they just treated me like family. And I went and travelled around with Kai and went back, and I stayed at his house for a week, and we shot guns, and we had a ball. Like, it's just sometimes I just you scratch yourself and just go, how the hell did I get here? But you just got to live it, live in the moment. So
like you said, mate,
opportunities, and I'm not going to knock them back. So I take it, and the wife, Lise, she said to me a few times, I said, I got the opportunity to go and do this, and she said, just go and do it. I mean, how good is that? I've been
that's awesome, man.
Been over to America a couple of times now. I went twice now. I've been over for 3 to 4 weeks travelling, and then last year I went for Big Jake's race because I really wanted to go and experience that. And I jumped on a plane. I went there for 5 days and jumped on a plane and came home again. But I tell you what, it was the best experience. Big Jake welcomed me and his crew, and put me on the start line the whole time, and I had a ball over there. Like, all the guys just welcome me when I go over there. It's great.
It's always good watching it from this side of the pond, watching those races and the footage and that thing. Oh, there's Simon in the background, or there's such and such, or it's cool how they embrace us.
I was the same watching when Grantley first went over, and all the spot on crew are on the start line, and I'm like, look at this, how cool is this? All these spot on shirts on the start line. Like,
yeah.
I mean, they probably don't think too much of it over there, but for us over here, we work full time to go and drag race 5 or 6 times a year, and they do it every weekend. They probably don't think it's a big deal, but when we see our mates on the start line over there, it's a really cool feeling. I love it. Man, I'll sit up when Grantley's racing over there. I'll sit up all night. I'm buggered after the US Street Nationals. I mean, I was absolutely wrecked after that weekend, trying to stay up, and I'm setting the alarm. I'm in bed, and the alarm's going off every hour because I'm trying to work out when they're racing.
The next round.
And racing again so I can get up and watch it. I don't know. We've got problems, but just love drag racing, mate, I guess.
as long as we all stick together, mate, and we share our problems, we'll be right.
Yeah.
We'll get through, mate. I reckon we'll get through.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the new car, mate. Like, I mean, we heard murmurs getting around that the car had been sold, and the next thing is like, well, Simon O'Carroll's bought it, and then I know a good mate of mine, Ash Mason, was like, hey, can you do something for me? I'm like, yeah, because he was talking about screw blower, and I think I did the bodgy Photoshop on the green Camaro. So,
I think that was when we were. I think that was just a joke too, wasn't it? Back then.
Yeah, it was at the time. But look what's happened.
I think we were putting Stu Henry's ProCharge, like the Vortec ProCharge deal in it at the time, and there was rumours getting around, and I just said, "Oh, let's do this for a bit of a piss take," and here we are.
Here we are. Mate, we'll get a photo up. I'll pinch this one off Dave Reed from Draco's. Have a look at that thing, mate. That puts a horn on a jellyfish.
It's a bloody weapon, isn't it?
It's awesome. I mean, it has been a car that's been around for a while, been through a few hands, but it's pretty much not the same car anymore, is it?
No, it's always been a good car. Whatever, I guess the car's just followed. It's progressed as the years have gone on. Back in the day, it was a fast car. 14 years ago when it first came out, for the time back then, and then Krieger got his hands on it, and he made it faster, and it was a tough car back then when he had it.
Yep.
I think Stewie got his hands on it, and he progressed more with it, and then Kyle got his hands on it, and he progressed more with it, and then I've got my hands on it, and I think it's had every power out of bar a bloody ProCharger on it.
Oh, you're right.
He had a ProCharger on it. It was pretty close to having that deal on it, but
there you go. It was close. But, mate, it looks fantastic. I was really excited to get down there and see it at the end last season there. That 387 at the end of the night was just off chops. Oh, how cool is that?
Yeah. I mean, just to be able to come out and run threes, on a 275 over here, like in America, it's, they're doing it every day of the week. Everyone does it. They bloody do it on a 28-inch slick now, but over here, there's only a handful of us that have done it. But the car came out and it done it easy, like it would have done it on the first pass if we had a few little issues with it on the first pass. I didn't take it right through. Only got to, I think we went to like just over 300 feet, and it went a 4-1 something on a 275 on the first pass. But the car's never spun a tyre yet on a 275. Touch wood somewhere here.
Touch wood. Yep. Mate, you've always had good people around you, which is a good thing. And I was lucky enough. I was hanging around the start line there a little bit at that last event, and Paul Mahay and Stevie Ham were there helping you out with that. And it was interesting hearing the banter between those two.
Yeah.
And previous to that run, they said, what do you reckon on the next one? Because I think, did you go 91, I think, the pass before, or somewhere about that?
Yeah, went a 90. I think we went a 92. When we broke the record, it was a 92. Then we went a 91, then a 90, and then an 87. I think we broke the record 4 times that weekend.
Yeah. But the boys were like, what do you reckon about an 89? And they're like, yeah, all right, let's go for an 89. When we're in that 87, they were like, oh, shit. Like, where did that come from? Like, so they were pretty happy with that. So that's pretty cool to watch too.
Yeah.
Mate, looking forward to watching you on the weekend. The season ahead, mate. You're looking at. Do I have to ask? You're going to travel every event, aren't you?
Oh yeah. We're committed. We've got spares. We're going everywhere. We're going to the Bend. We're going to Mackay. And then back down here for the last two. I think the second last rounds. I think we go. So we got this round, then we go to the Bend.
Yep.
Then I think we're coming back here. Yeah, we'll come back
again,
here, the June one, which will be that'll be a killer event because it'll be good air. And last year, I know everyone PB. That was the event we were trying to get to last year, and we just didn't quite make it.
Yep.
And then we'll go to Mackay in August, and then I think we're back here in September for the final. So, yeah, I've committed myself this year to run the full season and get to every round and try and take out the championship, which is something that I've never done. I've won events, I've PB'd, we've broke records, but I've never actually raced a whole season and won a whole season. So
All right, so this is Simon's year. This is what we're saying, eh? This is Simon's year.
Well, we're gonna have a damn good cracker today.
Yeah, awesome, man. Hey, man, thanks for your time tonight. I won't keep you any longer.
Yeah. Anyone watching, if you got time this weekend, come out. It's going to be a cracker event. Yeah. Out at Willowbank Raceway on Saturday. It's going to be hot through the day, but look, we're going to be racing at night. Temperature's going to drop. It's nice and cool now. We're going to be racing in this temperature, and I'm pretty sure this same temperature we went 380s in. So, anyone that thinks it's not worth coming out because it's hot, it's going to cool down, and we're going to be coming out and we're going to be sending them. So get out here Saturday. If you don't want to come out through the day and deal with the heat, come out in the afternoon. I think racing starts around 4 o'clock. Mm-hmm. So get out, even if you get out here around 3, you're going to see some good racing because we've made a couple of little changes on the car. So I've been told just to get in and drive the car. I don't know what they've done. I asked them, they told me just get in and drive it. So I'm sure we're going to be trying to maybe better what we did last time we were out here. So if you like radial racing, you like fast cars, get out here and have a look on Saturday.
Awesome, mate. I'm looking forward to it. I'm heading off in the morning. I'm going to come down and get the testing in.
I'll have your shirt. I'll have your shirt for you that I forgot to bring last time.
Mate, that'd be awesome. That'd be fantastic. I'd really appreciate it. I wear it with pride, I can tell you.
No worries.
Good on you, man. Thanks for your time tonight, and I'll catch you, if not tomorrow. Well, no, I'll catch you tomorrow, for sure.
I'll see you tomorrow, Harvey.
Good on you, mate. Cheers, bro.
Right, cheers, Shagga. See you, mate.
Thanks, mate. There you go, Simon O'Carroll. So, Kenda this weekend. Make sure you get out there. Once you get on the Kenda Facebook page, the boys always put the link on there for tickets. You can't miss it, eh? You really can't miss it. It's going to be good. Simon just gave us a little hint there that they are going to have a bit of a swing. Good conditions, everything going well. But it's going to be a big season ahead for Kenda Radial. And I can tell you, that car alone is worth seeing. That's worth the entry price on its own. We've got plenty of others there to watch. And Kenda, I really enjoy Kenda. Make sure you get out to that. All right. We keep moving on. We'll see if we can tee up our second guest here. Really? Actually, I kept Simon a little bit longer than I said I would, but it was good to have a chat with him. Let's see if I can get my second guest in here. We keep talking. We'll keep talking. We'll keep talking radio racing. We'll actually keep talking 275s too. That car of Simon's is an Outlaw 275 car. And I'm going to get a good mate of mine on as my second guest tonight. We had a trial run last night and it didn't go super well. We'll try again tonight. We've had qualifying. We'll call it qualifying last night. So Cowie, if you're watching, here we go. Here it is. Here's my man, ladies and gentlemen, my second guest tonight. I'm just going to call you Cowie. I've been writing Jason Cowen and it just didn't feel right. I just know you as Cowie, mate. How are you, buddy?
Yeah, good, mate. Absolutely fantastic.
Good to have
you
on.
I'll tell you right now, I probably won't be able to talk as much as Simon.
That's fair. No worries, mate. I know you're not a big talker, so I really appreciate, mate, this getting on. When I started putting the show back together, I started coming up with a bit of a hit list, and I'll be honest with you. You're one of the first on the hit list because I'm a fairly close mate of yours, and I know your achievements that you've managed to achieve over the last 18 months or so, and I've been blown away by that, mate, and you deserve all the recognition. That's 100%.
Thanks, mate. Definitely a team effort, as I've always said, and the guys and girls that back me, support me, and come and do it with us. That's I've always said it's a team that helped us achieve the goal. So without them, I just wouldn't even turn up.
Yeah, 100%. I'm going to go back a little bit. Let's start back. Probably one of the earliest times. I'd met you before, but one of the first adventures we had, about 2017, we towed to Heathcote Raceway for the Holden Nationals, mate. Wasn't that a trip and a half?
That was huge. Look, I certainly was not prepared for it. I'd probably never driven past maybe Sydney, and here we are. We're loaded up in the brother-in-law's brand new Land Cruiser Ute with a car trailer on the back borrowed, and we're heading for the hills. And here we are driving for 2 days straight, sleeping in the middle of roundabouts because we were so tired.
That's right, we did too.
A little bit of trailer adventure on the way through. Nearly lost the wheel and ratchet strapping it up and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, no, that was a huge weekend actually. Yeah,
but it was massive too. I mean, there was Jess, our mate Jess towed his Torana down. You towed yours down. Our mate Rhino from north of me, even from Rockhampton, he towed old Brown Sugar, the old Commodore down. The three of us went down together. We were in convoy. Actually, he met us at. We were sleeping on the side of the road at Narrabri or something.
Narrabri, yeah. So he worked the full shift.
That's right.
Then drove from Rocky to pick his wife up from the airport. Then drove to Narrabri and had, I think, an hour and a half sleep, and then hit the road again. Like, anyway,
Things we do, mate.
Jeremiah was a word, I think.
Things we do, but it was a killer weekend. I mean, we got there and we were sort of like, wow, this thing's a bit of a goat track. There was literally grass growing out of the middle of the track. There was tumbleweeds blowing across it. I'd never been there before, but, I knew of the place. Let's just say the management were more than interesting people. That kept us entertained for the weekend. And how about the cold? How cold was it?
Yeah. There was even a bit of rain. Yeah,
it was
rain.
Well, I mean, the dew was that heavy on the Friday night that it could have been rain.
Yeah, that's right. And they didn't really pull it up as quick as I thought they would. Yeah. Well, I think we turned into a drift session for a little while, and then they decided to pull it up.
Well, I remember Jess took his car out. We went out. He'd gone 870 at Willowbank. We took the Torana out, the nitrous Torana, and went 880. And we went, oh, wow, in those conditions, like what's going on here? But then the dew was almost running off the back of the car. I said, no, that'll do. Pack it away. That'll do.
Yeah.
And we saved it for the next day. But, mate, hey, you got a win down there. That's that photo I got up there.
Yeah, we did. I think testing Friday night, I just couldn't get it down. Couldn't get any reception for Ash to play with the tune-up. So I think Ash got on the Adam Rogash, and he took a little bit out of it on the hit for us, and I think we got one sort of half pass on the Friday night. But then, race day come around and it was pouring down rain, so we decided to start drinking beers because we thought it was all over.
That's right.
And then probably two or 3 hours into it, they've yelled out, "No, we're gonna dry this track and let's go racing."
We're good to go. Beers are ready. We're ready. Yeah, I'm in. Good times, mate. That was a good trip, and all. I mean, I think trips like that sort of you build a bond as well. I mean, we always all come away from that was an experience that we all shared, and how good was that? That's life's pretty good. Mate, I want to start. How did you get into racing? How did you get into drag racing? Because I mean, I know that, but obviously you've done something before then.
Yeah, I wasn't really when I was an apprentice mechanic, obviously, and my first car I ever got was an XT Fairmont with a 302 Windsor in it, and took it up the drags probably just to see what all the hype was about, and didn't really get a thrill out of it. Then I got myself an LC Torana and did a little 186 for it, and we did a few tests and tunes on that, and I think it went 14.7 or something back then as a six banger. Yeah, it was pretty good back then. And then we used to do a fair bit of street racing at Redcliffe, the Knights of Redcliffe. And then I sort of fizzled out of cars type thing. I got married and had kids, and all that sort of stuff took over, and then that all went south, and then enabled me to get back to something I love, and bought a car, and then my partner I've got now supported me all the way. So two-door Torana come up for sale, so we bought that, and there was a push to get it going. Then we did aspirated 440Q for it, and then we took it to the track, and first hit we went a 970 aspirated, and then it sort of just evolved from that. So it was probably only in the last 10 or 12 years that I've actually had a keen interest in it.
Yep.
And we've done a couple of rounds aspirated Kenda, and then few years off. Then I thought we need a little bit more poke, so we built a turbo engine, and then we built a bit better one, and here we are.
Mate, like I said, the Aspo thing was pretty stout. 440 cube LS, you said.
Yeah.
It was pretty stout. And then we thought, well, he's having a bit of a rest. But then I'm starting to get photos through. The thing was stripped, and this is happening, and that's happening. And it's like, oh, hang on. We're starting to have a swing now.
Yeah. I think we went 564. Sorry.
Yep.
Don't know exactly mile an hour when it was aspirated, and then I sort of thought, I've achieved that now. I want a little bit more, and then the boys around me, great support, bit of encouragement. All right, let's build a turbo engine. Then we built one with little turbos, and then we had a little mishap. We took it to Lakeside, did the off-street drags at Lakeside, won the off-street drags there, then went for a cruising event, and then it caught on fire with 3 of us in the car.
That's
right. So that was a full pull apart and strip down. I thought, righto, well, now's the time. And we put some more bars in it, and we put some bigger turbos on it, and we did it properly. And yeah, it sort of come about like that.
Like you said, you can't do it without a good team around you. And I know, because I'm close mates with all of them. You have got a very good group around you. You mentioned Ash there, Ash Mason. He gave you the turbo bug. It's his fault, isn't it? Must be his fault.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. We'll blame him anyway. I've got to blame someone.
Ash and Jess, and of course, the girls as well. Mate, how awesome are those guys? Actually, I had prepared a little video and it wouldn't upload tonight, so I'll share that with you in the next couple of days. But those guys have been fantastic. Your team, man, is second to none.
Absolutely. Like, I could talk for an hour about every one of them, but it's like Ash. Anyone that knows drag racing knows Ash and his capabilities. He's well regarded. Jess, he's just a quiet achiever. He's very humble. Doesn't want any praise for anything, but he just gets in, has a think about it. We do a pass and comes back, and we just have a little quiet chat about it. And before I know it, the car's ready to go again. He's already done. The tyres, the transcooler's on, the fuel's full. I'm sort of just standing there waiting for something to do, but he just gets in and does his bit. And the ladies, well, Nicole does all the towing out and towing in, and she does the cooking and the organising. And when we're in Brisbane, we get to go and stay at their house, and nothing's a hassle. So just makes a lot less pressure and a lot less things to have to worry about when you've got a good team that just do their part, and it's never a hassle.
Mate, I share this photo probably a little bit earlier than I wanted to, but basically because that's your team. There's the team right there, mate. And you had them up there for the trophy for the belt presentation. And then we'll talk about the belt soon, but I just wanted to get the team up there, mate. You have struggled for team members at time to time too. I've got a photo here, you just obviously let anyone help sometimes.
This will be interesting.
This one up there. Who's this Muppet guiding you back in Sydney?
Actually, that's one of my most favourite photos. That's when we first come out on a 235 in Sydney.
You're right.
And we went a 490 that weekend.
Yep.
And that was with a little bit of undesirable suspension in the rear, and we had to fight it. But that was a good weekend. That.
So you mentioned the 235, mate. We went 235 there for a little while. And then the decision came to step up to this class OG 275. What did that mean? What sort of change did you have to make to the car for that?
Well, we went to this class because before it caught on fire, I could only ever put a 275/50 on it because I never stretched the guards.
Yep.
Because I sort of wanted to keep it, fairly original in the body. And then when it caught on fire and we were just going to town and everything, I thought, now's the time. We'll stretch the guards. We'll put a bigger tyre on it. Then we put the bigger engine in it, and we thought we'll just give it a couple of laps on a 275, and then we sort of thought, this is going all right, and we sort of were struggling with it. It was always steering right and kept steering right, and we changing things around and kept struggling. So we never really got a hold on it in the beginning, so we weren't going to put a smaller tyre on it.
No.
So then we sort of got it working on the 275, and it worked really, I always say easy. It done it easy. So we thought, we might as well just run the season out on a 275.
Yep.
And then we just continued because a few events got rained out, and then it sort of just rolled over into the super season. So that's how we did the extended season on a 275.
Well, that was my next note there, mate, that it was a super season because we had those rainouts in 2024. So, I mean, Justin, understandably, and the team at Kenda decided we'll make it a super season because, we've only had a couple of races in 24. We'll make it 24, 25. So, I mean, that makes the achievement that you guys, accomplished even more so. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Justin will probably tell me this. Did you only miss 5 points for the whole super season?
I actually think it was 10 points.
10.
So, and I might be wrong too, but I think out of a possible 350,
yep,
I think we got 340.
That's nuts.
So, yeah.
It's pretty wild. And I mean, to travel, you had to travel. You guys drove all the way. Should we bring this up? You drove all the way to Adelaide, pulled the car out on Thursday night for a test hit. It rained after that, and they pretty much had to call the meeting because the forecast wasn't good. I mean, that's what it takes to chase a championship, doesn't it?
Yeah, before it, I think that event, before it got rained out,
yep,
we got one pass in after we had dramas with the crank sensor. We'd pulled the starter out, placed the crank sensor, and got one lick in, and then it started raining. And so we went all that way to change the crank sensor and do half a pass. So. But hey, that's part of it. Like, we were committed to doing the full season, no matter where it was and how we had to do it. So you just got to turn up.
Yeah, 100%, man. And what did you achieve? I mean, the championship belt. I mean, I do like the belts. I like the idea of the belts that Justin and the team come up with. How good was it to grab that belt on the night?
Oh, it was awesome. Yeah, and I just can't believe the weight of them and the quality of it. Like it's you work hard for it, but it's a beautiful thing. It's not something cheap. The guys, Justin and his crew, especially Justin for organising it all. It's nothing's rubbish. The prize money's not rubbish. The track's not rubbish. The event's not rubbish. It's all good quality, and he bloody puts his heart on his sleeve, and he pushes all these guys to do the best they can, and they all support him. So I think it's a great event, and it's
where does the belt
good to be a part of. Where is it?
Yeah.
At the moment, it's in the pool room.
It's in the pool room.
Yep, not the pool, but the pool table. So we're going to get it framed up, and we're going to put a few of the checks and all those sort of trophies and bits and pieces up. But I think since we finished racing, we haven't stopped. Nick and I have worked right through Christmas and haven't had a break. So we'll get a bit of time this year to do a few things that we want to.
Awesome, man. Have a little bit of a break?
We will do, yeah. We won't be there this weekend. Oh, well, the car won't be there, but the whole team will be there. I'll be standing on the start line when I can to support all the guys that I used to line up against. You know what I mean? I'll get along with them all. I'll be there cheering them on. And then got a holiday booked in March. We're going to go away and have a bit of a holiday, and then that might give me a few points to brownie points to maybe come back in June.
Yeah, right. Yeah, good. You got to. It's balance, mate. You got to find the balance, eh?
Absolutely. Yeah.
You got to find.
Yeah, I've got to look after her. She's given 2 years of holidays and everything. She's just supported me, so we better do something to keep her happy.
But the other thing I want to mention is that last event. So, I mean, the rules are fairly strict for OG 275 in that it's a timed class, in that 460 is your cutoff, your minimum. If you go 459 with a 9, then you're out of the class at the next meet. Is that right?
Correct.
Tell
Yep.
me the time. Tell me the times that you ran at that last meet that Ash whacked in the computer. Let's reel some of them out for me.
Friday, and Ash might correct me, but I think I've got this right. So on the Friday night,
Yep.
we went a 61.
That's right.
And then first round of qualifying, we went a 6:02 in the first round of qualifying.
Yep.
So he just had it dialed in.
What and you could almost hear from the other pits like, oh, it's like, that was wild. And then in racing, if you don't mind, go 6-0 with a 1. There was a
6-0 with a 1. Yep.
With a 1.
Yep.
I mean,
yep.
That's impressive, man. That's impressive. Yep. And take my hat off Ash and, well, all you guys, the whole team to make that happen. But the other recognition I'll give you too, and we'll mention it quickly if you don't mind. We won't talk about your role, but you work for Suncorp. And Suncorp recognised your achievements, mate, and did a nice little write-up for you at the end of the year.
Yeah, they did actually. And I actually got approached by one of the bigger bosses, and he said, "Oh, I heard you did all right in your drag racing, and we want to do a media article on you." I thought, I'm not one for being in the spotlight. I really don't like public speaking, and I don't like being in the spotlight. But they have been very supportive.
Awesome.
Yeah, we all get holidays and stuff like that, but you can change them around, and they're flexible and they're very supportive. They knew the quest we're on, so nothing was ever a problem when we had to, at the last minute, change holidays and all that sort of stuff. Where some businesses would get shits with that, but they were very good. And even after the achievement, I had people that I've probably never even spoken to before sending messages of praise and stuff like that. So
that's cool, man.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome. All right, mate. Actually, I'm just looking at the comments. Ash noticed, hey, how about the shirts? We're matchy tonight. I'm representing, brother. Got the Cowie shirt on.
No,
and you got the
no charge, Ash. No charge.
No charge. Free advertising.
Just a bit of credit.
No, mate. Hey, like I said, I wanted to get you on. I wanted to recognise your achievement and the team's achievement. I'm looking forward to catching up with you guys again on the weekend. And, mate, just congrats. Well done. I don't think, and Justin mentioned it on the night, I don't think the feat that is achieved will be replicated. I don't think anyone will go that many events with, without being near perfect.
Possibly not, but you know what? It'd be good to see someone do it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it is a big achievement. I don't know whether you class it as some luck involved, but you got to be on your game, and you got to be at every event, and you got to be thinking every time. So sometimes you get away with a little bit of luck, whether you get a bye or something like that, but everyone's at the same event. Everyone's racing on the same track. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah.
Tough races in there, mate. You're talking about the likes of Matty Turnbull and Keith Hard and,
Absolutely.
There's tough races in there. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, even Dale, Dan Hookham, you know what I mean? Even Benny Taylor, he's done a bit of a rework on his car, and he's got Jeff tuning it. So, you know what, he was just behind. Oh, he was the second in line in the points tally.
Yep.
So anything's possible for those guys, and mate, I'll be there cheering for them and watching anyway.
Good stuff, mate. Awesome. Hey, man, thanks for your time tonight. Like I said, I'll see you on the weekend. We're doing Kenda again. Let's go and do some Kenda.
We'll be there.
You're bringing the jerky?
There'll be jerky and probably some lollies.
I'll be hot.
Even though Jess is off the sugar, so.
Oh, he is too, hey?
Yeah.
He is too. Mate, I'm down a little bit too, actually. Would you believe? But anyway. 10 kilos, brother.
All good work.
Good stuff. All right, mate. Good to see you.
Take care. Thanks,
I'll
mate.
catch up with you on the weekend. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Thanks, man. See you, mate.
See you, mate.
All right, that's it, guys. Shagga Show, episode 46. Good to have Simon O'Carroll on there. To give up his time while he's at the track setting up for the weekend is fantastic. My good mate, and like I said, I'm proud of his achievements and the team's achievements. Jace Cowie on at the end there. He was always on my list to try and get. He doesn't like a lot of talking, but we got him on. And he did a fantastic job. So thanks, Jace, mate. Legend. Good to have you on. All right. So like I said, I'm off to Kinder first thing in the morning. There is testing tomorrow and Friday. I'm not going to miss any of it. And racing on Saturday. Get on the Kinder page. Make sure you're out there on the weekend. Get on the Kinder page. Get your tickets. Once again, I'm on the bum. If somebody's got a spare ticket, I'll accept all donations. But that's about it. What do we got here? There we go. Jess, Scooter. Oh, good. Catch up with you, Scooter, on the weekend. Michael Dees, thanks. Guys, if you tune in live, thanks very much. If you're tuning on, I'll upload this to YouTube. Thanks very much too. If you've got any suggestions, any ideas, make sure you get them through to us. I do have a list. 650 bar will be set up. I'll be there, Scoot. If you've got any suggestions, pump them through. I'll see what I can do. I do have a bit of a hit list that I've come up with, and I'll try and coincide it with events that are coming up. So, for example, I've got, obviously we did this. There was Kinder theme, I guess, this week. The next one in 2 weeks' time will be leading up to. I'm going to travel down to Warwick Dragway, so we might try and get someone in around that event there. We've got Nitro on the Downs, Outlaw Nitro Funny Cars out at Warwick, and if you haven't been to Warwick Dragway, you've got to get there. It's just a great atmosphere, great place to be, great people. Tip in a little bit of nitro and some funny cars and some vintage gases and wheel standers, and you got yourself a good show. Make sure you get there. Where we go there? Okay, you got some suggestions come through in the comments. Thanks, guys, for the comments. I got them off to the side here. I keep some notes off to the side here, so I can only keep one up at a time. But I think I got through a little few of the comments tonight. So thanks very much for that, guys. All right. On that note, I've got to go and pack my bag, ready for an early leave in the morning to head to southeast Queensland to go to Willowbank. And I better go and do that. Thanks for tuning in. Shagga out. See you guys.